Bonjour à toutes et à tous, vous regardez une nouvelle édition de Décrypter l'Afrique, l'entretien, et mon interlocutrice c'est Makini Tchameni, l'épouse américaine de Djeukam TCHAMENI, figure de l'opposition camerounaise, cofondateur du mouvement pour la démocratie et l'interdépendance et co-initiateur avec Anissé Ekane de l'Union pour le changement qui a choisi Issa Chiroma Bakary comme candidat consensuel de l'opposition quelques semaines avant le scrutin du 12 octobre dernier. Djeukam TCHAMENI a été arrêté ce samedi 25 octobre par des hommes armés sans mandat et conduit vers une destination inconnue. Bonjour Makini Tchameni.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Pouvez-vous nous dire dans quelles conditions votre époux, Djeukam TCHAMENI, a été capturé?
What I can say, I am currently in Burkina Faso, so I was not at my home when my home was stormed by elements of the beer, elements of the army and the police that came in. Over 10 persons entered the home. They came into the neighborhood with 3 different vehicles, and they forced their way inside our home and our school, because the school is also in the same compound. And after doing such, as soon as Mr. Tchameni came out of his office, which he was literally in his office at that time, and because he heard the noise, he came out of his office and they had broken in. They just scooped him up and just took him away. And other elements remained behind to begin to search and break and throw things around in the office, in the home, in the school. They even went as far as going into the boarding facility of the school where we have students and taking the computers of these students, as well as searching their space and searching the staff members that also are on campus and taking their computers as well. They also took Mr. Tchameni's computer. They took all of the modems that we had in the school, which means that they remove our ability to have internet now in the school. They also took our safe, a safe in which the school had very important documents and money, but also the family had very important documents in that safe that are our personal documents. And so right now, we don't have any information officially of who the people were, because there was no mandate, there was no document presented. They just swapped in with fully armed and masked and in uniforms. So I can say we were robbed by a gang of uniformed men. And they kidnapped Mr. Tchameni as well.
Et est-ce que vous savez où se trouve M. TCHAMENI maintenant, au moment où nous tournons?
Since this morning, I can say late yesterday evening, we received some information that he is most likely at the, what they call in French, Sécretariat de l'État de la défense in Yaoundé. That is the information we have received. And based on that information, the family, we are trying to make sure we get his medication to him, because he does have medication that he needs to take. And we want to make sure also that he has what he needs in that environment. But this is unofficial. So far, no one in the family has seen him. And we have asked an attorney to represent and to attempt to see him if he's indeed at this location.
Est-ce que M. Djeukam TCHAMENI a été vu par un proche ou un avocat depuis son arrestation?
I have not seen him. I have not spoken to him, and no member of the uh, political party movement for democracy and interdependence, nor any member of a Union for Change has spoken or seen him.
Avez-vous un message pour Paul Biya ou pour les autorités camerounaises en général?
What I would like to say at this time is that the movement for change, the movement for democracy and interdependence has always functioned in a peaceful manner. And everything that has been done within the law of the country and in a peaceful way. And that's what we want to continue. And we do not want people to continue to be arrested because Mr. Tchameni is not the only one. We have Mr. Anicet Ikanis. We have Ms. Florence, another member of Manidim that was arrested. We also have other members of the community at large and civil society that are being arrested. And nobody knows why. I mean, it's really, you would think that this type of anarchic behavior was something of the past for a democratic state. But clearly, we are regressing. We are going back to a barbaric period in the history of the country, and it's very frightening. It's very frightening.
Alors, ils nous ont dit qu'ils ont vu des armes chez vous, des armes létales même.
Well, I think as journalists that when I really would like to know who they are, who are the people that say they found, because if they had a search warrant.
Alors, ce sont des influenceurs en ligne qui ont affirmé cela.
Okay, again, like I say, I don't know who they are, and I didn't know that the country was being run by influencers. However, I would think if there was a mandate for a search and seizure of things that they would be able, those same people would be able to show that mandate that was given to search. And then, of course, if you come upon some criminal activity, instead of moving that criminal activity, you would film it right there where it was. So I think as journalists, what should be asked of those sources that are saying such things, that why don't they show us what they found in the place that they found them when they did their search? Why don't they show us also their orders that they had to be able to carry out such a search in the home of a private citizen? And I think if they are not able to produce that mandate, then basically we are not dealing with a legal structure. We're dealing with thieves, because I personally made a report to the American security forces that I was robbed. Our home was robbed by armed, masked, uniformed thieves, because they made no announcement. They didn't present themselves. They would not state who they were. And yet they came, they kidnapped my husband, and they proceeded to take things, break things, and destroy the home and the school. And I have no idea who would do that and why they would do that. And they had nothing to say. So I'm assuming that we're dealing with thieves, because, thieves have robbed us before. The actions were the same. The only difference was they did not take my husband or take any person in the home, but they did indeed come, and they were indeed violent, and they had arms, and they did rob us. So for me, this is the same act that I'm seeing taking place now. So I'm really confused. And I don't know who they are when they are talking about somebody that seized things in our home. They seized it and removed it instead of showing the people, this is where I found these things in the home of Djeukam TCHAMENI. Nothing of that nature was done.
Ce n'est pas la première fois que Djeukam TCHAMENI est arrêté de cette façon. Les fois précédentes, vous étiez avec lui, à ses côtés. On a envie de vous demander, est-ce que vous êtes fatigué de cette vie de combat? Quel est votre état d'esprit?
Well, I have to say that the word tired is not a word that I would use. I would more so say that I would think that the government of Cameroon would be tired of the type of activity that they obviously feel that they need to go through, the acrobacy they have to make in order to be in power. And of course, it means that that power is not a legitimate power. They do not have legitimacy. It is sheer force that is ruling the country. And as a citizen of the United States, that ancestors have come through enslavement and that continue to suffer injustices, we have been taught that this is something that we're going to have to be prepared for, in the sense that it's not something that unfortunately is going to end just because we want it to end. It is going to require, as our ancestors have fought and sacrificed and died, freedom has a cost. And when you're not ready to pay that cost, you can't expect freedom to come. And fortunately for us, our ancestors, both in Africa and outside of Africa, have been consistently paying the price for what we have today. There is no reason that I can think that we will not have to pay a price for our children, our grandchildren, and their children to be able to have a better life.
Madame Tchameni, est-ce que vous avez un message pour les Camerounais qui sont en lutte maintenant?
What I could say for the people of Cameroon is to look around them. I am currently in Burkina Faso, where the people have decided what they want in terms of the leadership and how they want to live as people, how they want to be sovereign, how they want to do for self, how they want to be self-sufficient as a nation and have true sovereignty. It is not something that was given to them. It's something that they have taken. And that is how freedom is. It's not something that is given. My ancestors did not receive freedom in the Americas. They took their freedom. And that is something that all people must be prepared to do. That is my message to Cameroon.
Merci Madame Makini Tchameni, merci à vous d'avoir regardé cette édition de Décrypter l'Afrique, l'entretien. Rendez-vous bientôt pour de futurs décryptages de l'actualité africaine.